Welcome to our class today. I am Henry Liebling. I will be teaching this class with the great assistance of Paul Hundredmark. Thank you for attending. Most of this introductory class emphasizes location scenarios. We will also provide tips on how to engage participants when using web and video conferencing.
This is Paul. Thank you for attending. To sum up, this class is designed to help you think more creatively about using web and video conferencing.
Another objective is that you will be able to describe several methods for engaging and involving participants during your virtual events.
This is what we mean by a locational scenario. Here people are at their own computers. Without traveling, they co-create a meeting, agenda, they can discuss a report, revise an Excel spreadsheet, and so forth.
In short, you leverage expertise and talent across distance. Here is another location scenario. As you can see, each person is at his or her own computer, laptop, or tablet. Use this setup for a cross-functional team, a board meeting, a manager's meeting, or a training class. The slide shows 13 people participating. One person is the leader, instructor, trainer, teacher, or facilitator. In this setup, no one travels.
Webcams are becoming more popular, but they are not required. Here, Henry and I are using webcams. We see each other, and we talk and listen. I use a virtual background that shows Seattle. Henry's background shows downtown Atlanta.
Here is an example of collaborating on content at the very same time you see webcam images. Here, Paul and I are discussing the first step in a 6-step performance coaching model. As a virtual coach, you can start with the first step, assessment. Where you are now, where you want to be.
This slide shows people from downtown, suburb, and rural locations interacting with each other using webcams.
Here we see how audio is handled. Look at the two people on the left. There is Paul wearing a headset. The two people on the right are using an external microphone and speaker. You do not see the mic and speaker because these items are on the desks.
You might be wondering, do I need a webcam to participate in a web and video conference? The answer is no. There will be other things to see on the screen.
Imagine that you are at your computer or in a meeting room, and this is the image you see. People are participating from 8 different computers. Looking at the image on the bottom right, you also see a conference room with more people participating.
We saw this location set up before. Here you see 2 people connecting with each other at the same time. No travel.
Here's another setup. You can use it for a cross-functional team, a board meeting, a manager's meeting, or a training class. Each person is at his or her own computer, laptop, or tablet. One person is the instructor, trainer, teacher, or facilitator. These people could all be in the same city, or they could all be in separate counties. There are so many possibilities. Are SMART goals used in your organization? You can be discussing this in your virtual meetings. This slide shows about 50 people in a live virtual event. In this example, Paul uses the chat window to socialize with the other people. Here is an example of a meeting facilitator being very creative in using the chat window. The meeting facilitator uses a question to engage the participants. The question is, regarding the collaboration report, what do you think are the 2 most critical issues right now? The participants are also asked to type their response in the chat window. In the next slide, Paul will review a few of the responses.
Let's take a look at a few responses. Sue gives input about silos and changing habits. Bill types about attitude and the need for collaboration training. Louisa was honest and typed she had not yet read the report.
What are other methods to engage and interact? One method is to plan ahead so that you ask great questions. 2. Use annotation tools like making circles around keywords. 3. Show a pre-recorded video. You might have a video you can use, or you can make a video from your smartphone and use that. 4. Share an Excel spreadsheet and type into it as people discuss it.
6. Use breakout rooms, just like you already do for meetings and training classes. Check to determine if you have this capability.
Let's summarize several of these tips and techniques that will help you engage and interact. One of the first things to do is to clarify your virtual event goals and objectives. What's your purpose? Suppose that critical thinking is an objective. I encourage you to plan ahead and write your great questions. Showing a pre-recorded video is usually a very powerful way to introduce a topic or reinforce a key point. Breakout rooms are very effective because they allow small group discussion. Then everyone can come back together for a large group discussion. Let's now turn to polling. Here is a polling question. Which items do you think are actionable in the next 90 days? I have set this up so that each participant can select 1, 2, or 3 answers. 1. Finalize the rollout plan. 2. Train local facilitators and IT. 3. Content for the first team meeting is ready. After you close the poll, you can show and discuss the poll results.
The virtual person is at the top of the screen and could be a teacher, team leader, or a product owner.
The blue rectangle shows the classroom.
Looking at the purple arrows, we also have people participating from a meeting room and a classroom. This is very effective when people are in several cities and rural counties, or everyone can be in the same metro area. Of course, there are many possibilities.
Here's the recap of our class. 1. We reviewed 10 different location scenarios. We think you will be able to discuss these scenarios as they pertain to your organization. 2. We also reviewed several methods you can use to engage participants during virtual events. We think you can describe these methods. I sincerely hope that this class has given you new creative ideas about using web and video conferencing for your organization. If you have any questions or comments, I would like to hear from you. Thank you for attending this class. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know.